Paano siya naging nanay ng anak niya kung hindi pa siya pinapanganak nung anak niya? What's up mga ka-YouTube? This is your boy G. On to my very first video. I just created this channel today named Glenn Tots. Samahan nyo ako. Basically, kinreate ko tong channel na to para lang makapag-discuss, makapag-review ng mga Netflix shows, movies, and other TV shows. You know, like maybe magkaroon ulit ng Game of Thrones. So I love watching Netflix shows. I've watched so many shows from Netflix. Unfortunately, wala akong Amazon, but meron akong Netflix. I don't think Amazon is working here. But yeah, meron akong Netflix and I really love watching shows from it. So samahan niyo ako para mag-review ng mga iilan doon. Aside from reviewing Netflix shows and movies outside Netflix as well, in the future videos, we will actually talk about current events, politics. These are very interesting topics. So gusto kong pag-usapan natin yung politics, Duterte administration, Vice President Leni Robredo, China, you know, mainit na mainit yung China, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, kundi pati na rin sa US, right? You know, Huawei ban and all. So pag-uusapan natin yan, I would like to actually have somebody to talk to, but right now I'm just starting up and unfortunately it's very hard to get somebody, you know, to team up with you. Hopefully in the near future magkaroon ako ng kasama. But for the meantime, gusto ko kayo muna ang kasama ko. I would actually appreciate more kung magko-comment kayo ng mga saloobin nyo at mga opinion nyo because I really love knowing what other people think. But for the meantime, for our very first video, gusto kong pag-usapan natin yung Dark. You know, I would review a show in Netflix called Dark. If you haven't watched this already, I highly encourage you to do so. Napakaganda na itong show na to, mga guys, no? I-reviewin natin siya. Basically, I would break this down onto 4 parts. First is story. Gaano ba kaganda yung story niya? Second is setting. Yung feeling niya, yung music and yung audio effects, you know, the eerie feel, you know, how effective the music and the sounds are. Third is the acting. Of course, napaka-importante yung pag-acting ng mga artista natin. Lastly, of course, is our verdict for the entire show. Now for the story. Now, I would just probably discuss a tad bit of the story because ayoko talaga siyang i-spoil sa inyo eh. Napakaganda na itong show na to. And it's a shame kung mai-spoil ko na sa sayo at matatanggal na yung excitement while you're watching it. I want you to feel the excitement, the same excitement that I felt when, you know, me and my wife are watching it. You know, it's like very authentic, very sincere. So, definitely magkakaroon ng spoilers. Not really that much or not on that context. I'll just give you an idea kung ano yung story or kung ano yung plot. Alright, or yung center ng show. Basically, this show revolves with 4 families. Hindi ko muna i-breakdown sa inyo lahat-lahat para may suspense. But meron tayong 4 na pamilya dito. So you can probably think of Game of Thrones, you know, parang ganon. Meron tayong iba't ibang family, House of Stark. But ito may 4 na family na super intertwined sila sa isa't isa. Hindi ko siya ma-imagine kung paano siya isinulat ng mga writers. Alright? I really appreciate and respect the writers of this. It's just genius. You know, it's just super genius and very intelligent na yung alam mo yun, makaka-captivate ka talaga. I rarely see a show na makaka-captivate ka ng gantong level, especially on character build-up. So, ito yung show na 4 na family and you will definitely know the name of each person if each characters on those family. Matindi yun. Napakaganda nun, you know, because this show is mostly compared to Stranger Things. For me personally, this is definitely better than Stranger Things. But again, that's for me. No offense with Stranger Things. Actually, I love that show. Me and my wife are just watching that as well yesterday. I haven't finished that yet. By the way, pag tinapos ko yun, magre-review rin tayo at pag-uusapan natin din yung Stranger Things. But for the meantime, Dark muna tayo. Some context on this story, something that I will want to share with you guys is like, di ba meron tayong 4 na family sa dark, right? So magsisimula yan ng may isang batang mawawala sa woods. So magsisimula siya sa parang simple lang, 'di ba? May mga teenagers nasa woods, messing around, being teenagers, and meron silang kasama bata at mawawala tong batang to. Unfortunately, for some unfortunate reasons, mawawala siya sa woods, magpapanik silang lahat, of course, nasa na siya. And then, itong batang to will actually travel 33 years back in time to be a father nung isang teenager na kasama niya bago siya mawala. So, it's a bit messed up, and that's what I liked about this most, yung show na, what? Papaganon, bibigyan ka niya ng reaction na, we love Endgame, right? We definitely love Interstellar. Why? Because mind-boggling siya, right? Lulukoy niya guguluhin niya yung utak natin na after the show, we still keep on thinking, ano nangyari? Ba't ganun? Diba? It's just so good. So, imagine Endgame. Endgame has a lot of time travel references, right? And we already love it, among other things, of course. Time travel of Endgame is probably 10% of this. It's just messed up. The time travel here is done very, very, very intelligently, and, it's just genius. I love the writing of it. Isa lang yun sa mga bagay na mabibilib tayo, right? Yung time travel element. And this is not actually just as simple as time travel. It's yung story niya talagang intertwined eh. Yung apat na pamilya is talagang malilito ka and mabibilib ka kung paano nila napagtahi-tahi yun. Ang galing. Ang galing nito, guys. Again, yung sinabi ko sa inyo na bata, bumalik siya 33 years in time just to be, just to grow up and be a father nung isang mas matanda pa sa kanya nung 2019 nakalaro niya rin. So it's messed up. Meron also ditong character in season 2, near the end, merong character dito na i-unveil sa inyo na masyashock lang kayo talaga as masyaside na so itong character na to, yung anak niya is yung mother niya rin. I don't know how to explain it to you better than that. So for example, may anak ako, right? So, may anak ako. Yung anak ko, siya pala yung nanay ko. It's so messed up, right? I mean, it's like, how did it happen? Paano nangyari yun? So, because of playing time. Yung anak niya is pumunta sa future, then napunta sa past para maging nanay niya, gumawa ng baby, tapos ipanganak siya. But what will happen? That's paradox, right? Kasi kung di niya pa pinapanganak yun, paano siya na-create? I mean, itong nanay na to, itong babaeng to, sinasabi ko na naging nanay niya, paano siya na-create kung hindi pa siya, or paano siya naging nanay ng anak niya kung hindi pa siya pinapanganak nung anak niya? I'm sorry, it's very messed up. But you're getting me, right? Paano na-create? Kasi itong babaeng to is yung anak niya. Alright, ayokong pangalanan eh. Ayoko may spoil sa inyo lahat. Gusto kong i-discover niyo sino 'yun? Sino sinasabi ni Glenn? Sino 'yun? So, for example, merong si Woman 1, right? So si Woman 1 may anak siyang isa. Alright? Now, itong anak niya pumunta ng future, tumanda na yan, sa future na eh. Pumunta ng future and then bumalik ng past para mag-asawa at ianak si Woman 1. Right? Now, si Woman 1 is magkakaanak na siya. But, paano niya napanganak to, si Woman 1, kung hindi pa siya yun ginagawa? It's just so messed up. Now, isa lang yun sa mga paradox na dinidiscuss sa show na yun. And I'm telling you guys, it's just 2 seasons and it's just really top-notch already. Isa lang yun. Hindi ko siya ma-explain sa inyo na maganda because it's just so messed up. But pag pinanood niyo yung show, oh my God, it's good. Ang isa pa sa gusto ko sa mga story nito, unlike Game of Thrones or some other shows, no, up to season 3 lang siya. It may be sad that, matatapos na agad siya, season 3 lang, hindi man lang siya nakompleto, or hindi man lang siya humaba katulad ng mga typical na show na gusto natin. Kasi, syempre, typically gusto natin na matagal yung show, di ba? But, ito, Season 3 lang siya because the directors and writers already finished it. So meron na silang plano like, right from the start, season 1, season 2, season 3. And that's, I think, this is really important if you're tackling time travel because you cannot prolong this, you cannot just insert invented things out of thin air na, uy, pasok natin to, ganito, ganito. Hindi pa pwede kasi time travel to. Kailangan, paggawa pa lang nila ng episode 1, season 1, is alam na nila kung paano siya magtatapos. And it's exactly like that. And I really love that. And pag pinanood nyo to, yung katapusan ng season 1, it's just so cliffhanger, so good, na talagang hihintay mo yung season 2. And I thought that's already best, I thought that's already top-notch that hindi na yung kayang higitan. Pagdating mo ng season 2, holy crap, like, pagkatapos ng season 2, it's like, oh my God, this show, believe me guys, I've been watching a couple of YouTube reviews as well. Some other YouTubers are even going far saying that this is the best show that they've watched for decades, That is saying so much, And I cannot complain. I cannot disagree because it's just really a good show. Maybe it's not for all. Some of these show are like for people who really wants to tinker and had the time to really be attached to the show. But I think ito yung mga palabas na talagang ire-respect mo because the writing is not lazy. The acting is so unique, so authentic that you cannot really complain, Setting, like nung sinabi ko, I'll be honest right away. Setting probably ng Stranger Things is probably a bit better. Why? Because Stranger Things is just gonna tell you we're on 90s. We're like, we have Radio Shack, we have this spray net, curly hair, and all. But sometimes, if you're gonna think about it, Stranger Things is a little bit stretched na. It's kind of like too much, and it's doing fan service. There's a lot of cliches, a lot of fan service, teens, kissing scene, unnecessary stuff that they just put there to be pop, to be attractive. Dark, however, is just straight writing. We're not gonna give you anything. We're just gonna give this story of ours, and it's just really top notch. I highly respect that. Overall, I really love the show, as you can probably notice. Maganda siya. I watch a lot of series and movies in Netflix, outside Netflix as well. Kadalasan yung gusto mo lang siyang manood because uso lang siya. I like, gusto ko manood ng Stranger Things kahit na sometimes inaantok na ako sa mga eksena because hindi ako makakapagkwentuhan sa mga kaibigan ko pag di ako nanood sa kanya, Game of Thrones, come on, we really hate it already, but we just have to watch it because everybody's watching it, It's a shame if you're not gonna be able to watch it. So, but this, I really love it. Isa siya sa mga show na gem na talagang mamahalin mo, ire-respect mo, and will keep you thinking about it long time after tapos na siya, okay? So, for me, for 1 to 10, I'm probably gonna rate it 9 right away. 10 if English siya, wala nang dub-dub, but it's just really good, okay? Now, what do you think about this show? Do you like it as much as I do, or it's just me being overhyped beast? Nagiging hype beast lang ba ako sa show na to? But I really love it. I'm sorry, but I really love it. I highly recommend it. If you love it as well, if you go ahead and check it. If you love it, please come back to this channel and comment. I would really love to hear to see your comments about it. Guys, suggest na rin kayo kung ano yung mga show na palagay nyo maganda. Kasi napakaraming show na Netflix na lulunod na ako. Kung meron pa siyang mga magagandang show na namimiss ko, please go ahead and please recommend. Also, if you want something to review, or if you have any question, any topics that you want to discuss, like earlier I said, in the near future, we're gonna talk about same-sex marriage. If agree ba tayo doon o hindi. Mga ginagawa ni Duterte, okay ba tayo sa ginagawa ni Duterte? Or, is he crap? Hindi ba siya effective na leader ng Pilipinas kasi binebenta niya tayo sa, sa China and all. And all of those stuff. Guys, comment below. Subscribe if you want to see more. Again, this is my very first video. Sana mapanood nyo yung Dark at na-impluwensyahan ko kayo na maging Netflix addict, maging binge watcher. Comment below, subscribe if you like this video, and kung may natutunan kayo and if you want to see more. Salamat mga ka-YouTube! Again, ako si Glenn. Magandang hapon sa inyo lahat.